No one could help, I say hallelujah. I must be made a man, cause I remember how they lied on me. I could've died when grandma died on me. It's cold out here, trying to keep my soul down. Nothing cool when they tried to break my will, but I kept on. Made it off these pills, I said hallelujah. No one could help, I said hallelujah. Cause all the glory is gone to no one else. Trust.
Burn live, y'all. Mer one can keep y'all connected. Hashtag is red. Change of review with Ira. Keep it under A smoking on social media. killing myself for your entertainment. Sitting here with friends and family having a conversation. I appreciate everybody who took the time out to come see me. It could be anywhere in the world, but you decided to come hang out with me. I highly appreciate it. Please let you know that I appreciate it. I do. I really do. Brian Live, like I said, more than keeping you connected. Hashtag is red. Changing the viewers. I read. Keeping underage smoking off social media. Killing myself for your entertainment. Sit here with friends and family on the cannabis station. What's up, everybody? Hey, yo, I am highly appreciative of my YouTube page is blowing up. Well, I ain't gonna say blowing up. It slowly moved. I'm so appreciative of my Facebook page. We're up to 100 views per episode. I'm so proud. Ooh, hard work. I know I got a long way to go. I know I have a long way to go, but I'm not gonna lie to myself. Just getting to 100 views is just letting me know that I'm slowly starting to build a community, and that's all that I was hoping for, is to at least start a community. I totally cannot wait till this community become an official community, but just a simple fact of having a community. I appreciate it. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all over the world. We're going to be talking about America. We're going to be talking about the presidency. We're going to really be getting into some news and debates and things that happen. Vicky Ramaswamy took over the debate. He has everybody setting their alarms and really going off. We also got Biden meeting in China and San Francisco. I don't know. We're going to get into this story. There's a lot of news and stories and things that's going on that we must discuss. We must get into. Y'all, this is about marijuana. It's about keeping us mentally insane. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that Facebook stuff, do all that YouTube stuff. I highly appreciate it. We got to get into saving our country, y'all. If y'all think it's important to save the country, man, y'all come to the right point. If you like smoking weed and talking about things that matter, you come to the right place. Before we get truly into everything, let's get the blunt sparking. Hope you got your blunts, hope you got your dabs, your blunts, your pipes, whatever you need to get comfortable. We're going to be here for 2 hours. It's going to be a nice, pretty show. I've been doing 2-hour shows lately because I've been watching other podcasts, and it's really, really about the hard work and feeling like I put on a good show for everybody that watches. So therefore, that's why the 2 hours came. I had to put on a decent show for everybody up here. Nitro, what's good, bro? What's good, Nitro? Hey, y'all, my engineer, my producer, my good friend. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be in this predicament. Nitro. Just the position of the mic. See, my boy Nitro, that's why I call him up in here. He always hitting me up. He always letting me know how everything is and how everything's looking. I appreciate it. But y'all, go check out his page. Go check out his music. If you want any type of music or anything, go hit him up. You see the name. That's why I'm leaving Nitro up there at the bottom for a minute, just so y'all can see who we rock with, who I rock with. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to say thank you to everybody. Also, hold on, y'all. I appreciate people up in here. I would like to give a quick shout out to my Facebook friends. Let me give a shout out to my Facebook friend, Ashley Turner. Thank you for liking my posts, loving my posts, sharing my posts. DN420K, thank you for sharing my posts. Outlaw Smokers, Blazing 2020. I know I'm working on your page. I need to upgrade my subscription so I can start going back live on your page. Ebony, thank you for the highlights. Thank you for everything. Thank you for everybody that come up in here. I'm gonna start giving out shout outs from the beginning, especially when y'all coming up in here and liking the show. So man, listen, y'all go check out Nitro, man. Go get into it. Go get it. Let's blaze. Cheers. like this beat, y'all. I do. Shout out to my friends at work. They're watching my show. I got a lot of friends that has taken their time out to come up in here and watch the show. Gotta thank them. Gotta love them. I think y'all ready to get up in here. I think y'all ready to get up in here. If y'all is ready to get up in here, let's get this show started. Now, I don't know nothing about this. Joe Biden's supposedly out here and messing with these Chinese people, messing with these nice, kind folks. So if he out here messing with these nice, kind folks, let's see what he messing with them for. Let's make sure that he's actually doing his job and doing something for us, not just for itself. Let's see.
China are set to meet in San Francisco. The meeting will be next Wednesday in California. They're going to cover a wide range of topics, too, including Taiwan, trade, and tensions between the countries. This will be the first conversation between the two leaders in a year since the meeting at the G20 summit in Bali.
So, but Peep Gabe, y'all.
Most people have no clue that in 2023,
that little
the
news
best way
right
to make
there,
money
like
on
you said,
Amazon
you gonna
is
get them
not
here.
with physical products.
In America.
Hi.
Which I can't. ooh.
Next week, President Biden and the president of...
Shut up. Hush up. He gonna meet him over here, San Francisco. Probably give him one of those San Francisco flags. Yeah, I'm just keeping it real. He probably will, y'all. He probably will give that boy a San Francisco treat flag or something. Hey man, this the flag. Now, what you better be careful is that this dude not out here telling, hey, China, come on over here, see how we is, see how slow we are acting, see how soft we are. A lot of us, including myself, now this is how I think, that you are showing the enemies how soft we are. You are showing the enemies that we're not capable of doing what we got to do.
Ahead of the...
You know, let's see if these people over here just got a little bit more information about this. I'm serious, y'all. It's so much attacks going on, bro. We gotta be careful.
APEC summit coming to San Francisco. This morning, we're getting clearer picture of...
See, Bear, already. So it's not like he's coming here. He's coming to a summit that they're going to meet up at. Now, if you and I don't know nothing about this summit, which I guarantee me and you both, we all don't know nothing about the summit. We need to look it up. What's up this summit that is so big that the president of China, the president of the United States is coming to see
what to expect from President Joe Biden's highly anticipated meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping during the summit that happens next week in the city. Today in the base, Ginger Kanahara Saab is in San Francisco with all new details.
That in-person meeting is officially being confirmed and will happen on the summit sidelines between President Joe Biden and President Xi Jinping of China. Now, President Biden and President Xi are expected to discuss resuming military communications, the future of Taiwan, and the wars in the Middle East and Ukraine. In addition, trade will be a major topic. This will be their second.
The question is, are they going to be talking about BRICS? Ladies and gentlemen, BRICS is the new economy, new way, new era of what's going on. We do have to be careful and watching how they present and what they're presenting. I need to know more about this meeting. I want to know more about this meeting. I will be looking it up to find out more about this meeting. I make jokes at work all day. I'm trying to figure out how to bring jokes to the podcast. And I ain't gonna lie, I think I need a special guest just to bring the jokes out of me so I can make sure that my jokes are funny. It's hard to make sure that your jokes are funny when you know ain't nobody laughing at your jokes but yourself. You see what I'm saying? But what's not funny is two people who China so-called wants to get rid of our economy, our dollar. I've seen a lot of Africans put that out there. I always talk about that. I always bringing it to the forefront. So that's something that we do got to be careful of. We got to be careful.
Since President Biden took office, but only the second in person. U.S. officials said the talks would be expansive and spread out over multiple working sessions. China's foreign ministry also confirming the anticipated meeting this morning. Now, during a meeting yesterday between Secretary of Treasury Janet Yellen and her Chinese counterpart, the Chinese vice premier, she highlighted San Francisco and its Chinatown district as an example of ties between the two countries, and more specifically, the deep economic links between.
Make that make sense, because we got Chinatown in San Francisco, which is probably big and huge. Probably a lot of people go there and eat. I was about to make a stove topping joke. I said that's where stove topping came from. Probably did. You know what I'm saying? No bullshit. Even though it's a joke, it's probably a fact. Stove topping probably came from San Francisco. It sounds like stove topping should have came from San Francisco. Quit playing with me. Okay? So you're going to go show Joe Biden that we can have a San Francisco make a good treat meal, and that we're showing that we're allies with China over showing him about food, culture, and what we do over here in America. I'm really curious about that trade. I can almost care less about everything else but the trade. The trade has to be well documented, and I need some type of leak to come out on that. I can't think of no other way, no other form, no other shape, no other way to look at that is that I need that. Okay. Whew. Now, I'm looking at this video that got a little, I think we're going to break this video down. It really looked like it's discussing about the debates that's been going on. And I think it's important that we do look up the debates and figure out what's going on. If we don't do that, I think we'll always be lost. There's a lot of people that are lost today that don't know nothing about no candidates or nothing that's going on.
Do we want to lead the United States?
So, did a 2008 rule exchange? That's a good question. The 2008 rule changes ruin president debates. See, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was watching the debates. I was still learning. I was still new. I was still not fully educated back then. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do not know how this could have happened. So therefore, we definitely have to break this down to figure it out. I think that, see, this is what another thing I like doing on the show is finding something new to learn together. I kind of wish y'all put y'all opinions in. I got a few people to watch it. Put y'all opinions in. Put your comments in. I do appreciate it. I do go back over and read them. I do, do my research for you.
By the way,
You banned it before they voted, and now
we please focus on the issues that matter.
Oh. I'm thinking they're talking about they're talking over each other.
We please focus on the issues that matter.
We're about to take a commercial break.
Well, you do have people fight over each other, argue over to see who got the loudest, to see which part that you got to come out for his voices at O period. That has a small thing to do with leadership. When you see stuff like that, you want to see who is that leader that can differentiate between the other, who can stand out between the other candidates. That's one thing I see right there. It wasn't always like this.
I think Mr. Nixon is an effective leader of his party. The question before us is, which point of view and which party do we want to lead the United States?
Our disagreement is not about the goals for America, but only about the means to reach those goals.
That right there, what you're seeing in black and white, y'all know y'all felt like those were, no matter what, it felt what, y'all? Scripted. That felt scripted. I rather no bull crap. No bull crap. I rather hear this. I rather hear that, where I know it's not genuine. I know it's not scripted. I know that these people are really trying to get their opinion off. They're trying to get what they would do if they was in office.
I think Mr. Nixon is an effective leader of his party. The question before us is, which point of view and which party do we want to lead the United States?
Our disagreement is not about the goals for America, but only about the means to reach those goals.
And having examined both your opponent's record and the man himself, tell us his greatest weakness.
Robert, reluctant as I am to say anything critical about Governor Reagan, I'll try to answer your question.
I would rather not critique the two candidates.
I think we ought to attack our country's problems, not attack each other.
I'm not going to talk about a difference of character.
I don't like to get into personal matters. As far as I'm concerned, this is a campaign about issues.
Yet again, that right there, a lot of people would say in those debates, and I have heard it plenty of time, that those candidates that you see still did not talk about policies and what they were going to do for the country. That's just what I heard.
I agree with Senator Kennedy.
I find myself in so much agreement with Mr. Mondale.
I agree with Mr. Bush.
We certainly agree on it.
I'm going to give the president some credit.
First,
a lot of agreeing. Now, me and you sit here and be like, yo, bro, if we heard as much agreeing as we just heard right there, why laws don't get passed? Why is guns, always the issue? Why is gas price so high but trying to come down? Why is food price have not went down? Gas price try to went down, but food prices hasn't went down. They still talking about food prices going up. Stock market looking great for those people who can invest in stock market. But you don't hear a lot of people agreeing with people. Now, if you watch the debates and you heard Vicky Ramaswamy has went out his way to agree with people when it was agreeable.
so I want to compliment the governor.
Let me pay a compliment to the president, if I may.
And have between a 20 and 30% increase in the number of employees in California. Thank you, sir.
The economy is starting downhill with housing failure.
You're both very obedient. I have to give you credit for that.
And there is a different principle here on competence.
Sorry, Mr. Vice President.
It's only on yellow here. Wait a minute.
And you got it. And
Mr. President, I'm getting time cues, and with all due respect,
I don't want to
extend for a minute.
Let me just wonder,
I got to answer this.
Exactly.
Look at the candidates that was up there. Look at the candidates that was up there, though. You got Bush, Bill Clinton, and is that Dick Cheney? Is that Dick Cheney?
I don't want to extend for a minute.
Let me just wonder,
I got to answer this. Exactly. I don't want to extend for a minute. Let me just.
President, I'm getting time cues, and with
Is that both the Bushes versus Bill?
all due respect.
Whoa, yes. Wow. Now, y'all looking at me probably like, bruh, is he really tripping off who was on that stage? I was a little kid, and I didn't pay attention to this as well as I should. I'm not going to lie to you. I should have paid a lot more attention to this. But this is so-called when it went downhill for us debates. Let this little video tell.
I don't want to extend for a minute. Let me just wonder, I got to answer this. Exactly.
10 days ago, John said that the fundamentals of the economy are sound. I do not think that they are.
Say it directly to him.
Well, John, 10 days ago, you said the fundamentals of the economy are sound. And
You afraid I couldn't hear him? I'm just determined to get you all to talk to each other.
a whole bunch of oil
No,
companies.
I had a question, and the question was, how much did you cut them
you
by?
Want me to answer?
But see, this right here is what I want to see. This is showing your leader. When somebody's attacking your leader, can your leader stand up and defend itself? Can your leader defend itself against other countries? You got to see that. I'd rather see this right here than this old video right here. Like, I'd rather see this new era. This new era is it. Come on now, we like cop TV. We like police show. We need action. If American people don't see action, what they gonna do? Turn the channel. Why do y'all that watches my channel do not know nothing about politics? Because it's what, y'all? Boring, stupid, no action. Y'all need action. Y'all need drama. Y'all want to see Bad Bitches Club, don't y'all? Y'all want to see an episode of Power. If stuff like that happened in the politics and then hit the news era, y'all would be glued in. It would be glued in if politics ran like Real Housewives, where episodes where you seen the drama unfold every day on TV, like, okay, that's what's going on. That's why he got my vote, or that's why I didn't vote for him, because he's doing this bullshit. Instead of seeing it, you know, if it was more on, and hear me out, it's not, but I'm just saying, if it was, y'all would be into it. Also, y'all would know a lot more that was going on. You know more about who's running, why they running, because it'd be more on TV.
If you're investing government money in someone else's, absolutely not. That's the wrong way to go.
Okay, this is Gore, Al Gore.
Oh, I'm still speaking. So I want to make sure that we make America more competitive.
Don't worry about it, little Marco. I will.
I like how they edited all that. I likes that.
We make America more competitive.
More competitive. Anybody think Barack Obama made America more competitive? Do you think any Bush that got into office made America more competitive? You think any Democrat that got into office made it more competitive? I said that for a reason and on purpose. I said Bush. Then I went to Democrats just to make a point. And then here comes
Marco. I will. All right, well, let's hear Big Don. Don't worry about it. All right, don't worry about it, little Marco.
Gentlemen,
You ought to show up.
Gentlemen, you gotta do better.
First of all, this guy's a joke artist, and this guy's a liar.
This is a tough business to run for
I know
president.
you're a tough guy, Jim.
And we need to have a leader that is real tough. You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to the
let's see.
presidency.
I'm at 42, and you're at 3. So
Doesn't matter.
far, I'm doing better. I never attacked him on his look, and believe me, there's plenty of subject matter.
It's pretty clear. It's pretty clear. You won't admit that the Russians have
She
been.
doesn't have the look. She doesn't have the.
this Russian collusion was all
Stamina.
There is.
You're wrong.
That is absolutely
Wrong.
You know,
Wrong.
have a good time, folks.
Absolutely.
Folks, do you have any idea what this clown's doing? Do you have any idea?
Social radical left. Would you
shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
You banned it before they voted, and not only
We're about to take a commercial break.
Y'all quit playing with me, bro. Hey, to be honest with you, I like the new era ways of debates. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think they should do debates like they do podcasts. Two people go on a show, on a Pacific show, you debate, y'all sit there, you talk about the subjects for 2 hours. Whoever polls go up, whoever wins, you move on to the next round. Now, I heard that on a podcast. I heard that on another podcast, but I'm not going to lie to you. That was a very, very good idea. I'm not going to lie to you. You know what? You could say that it's all scripted. I like that counterpoint, but I can't say that it's all scripted because you got a person like Vicky Ramaswamy who's not paid by the swamp, who actually put people on Front Street. And I'm glad you said that because that makes me want to point that out and bring that to the forefront of why stuff like this is getting pointed out like that. A lot of people is pointing this out and has pointed this out And let me go to the video. The best. What am I?
You arm your.
So this video that I'm gonna pull up, hopefully. Is this it? Oh yeah, this is even better. So it's going through commercials on Blase.
Hi everybody, I'm Brittany Lewis with
5 contenders on stage.
It definitely felt more contained and the questions felt a little more
Tonight, a critical test in the race for
Well,
the
here we
White
go.
House. 5 Republicans battling to become their party's 20. Actually,
The reason I'm going to say that it's not scripted is because of this specific right here and how Vicky Ramaswamy.
Mr. Ramaswamy, let me turn to you. Please make.
Now, if this was scripted, there's no way that these people in this right here, there's no way they would have got attacked. There's in history, not even Trump has attacked people like this. This never has done. So for it to be scripted, this had to at least be one part that went off script.
Your case, why would you?
Also, I'm going to say this. Back then, if we can go back to the first video where they were showing you, I'm going to say that first video where the candidates was in black and white, that sounded rehearsed and scripted. And yes, indeed, you rehearse certain phrases and certain scripts. Yes, you do rehearse things that you're going to say when certain questions are brought up. You are given a list of questions are being brought up so you can prepare yourself to sound good in front of the people. Now, that's true. Now, everybody should know that about a debate or when you go up in a speech. President, senator, any stuff like that, you're going to have some type of speech ready. You're not going to go up there blindfolded and finna look stupid. But this cannot be scripted. No way, fashion, form.
Why should you be the nominee and not the former president?
I think there's something deeper going on in the Republican Party here, and I am upset about what happened last night. We've become a party.
Now, he's upset about 3 nights ago with the vote in Ohio with abortion passing. So they're allowed to have abortions in Ohio. I'm letting you know that's 1. 2, he was saddened that Ohio passed for medical marijuana. Okay, because he's against it. Now, no way.
Of losers at the end of the day. It was a cancer to the Republican establishment. Let's speak the truth. I mean, since Ronna McDaniel took over as chairwoman of the RNC in 2017, we have lost 2018, 2020, 2022, no red wave that never came. We got trounced last night in 2023. And I think that we have to have accountability in our party. For that matter, Ron, if you want to come on stage tonight, you want to look the GOP voters in the eye and tell them you resign, I will yield my time to you. And frankly, look, the people there cheering for losing in the Republican Party. Think about who's moderating this debate. This should be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk. We'd have 10.
No way is he going to name 3 people that are that big. Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, who, don't forget y'all, Fox fired Tucker Carlson. But he's right. You need big names. You want people to get involved into these debates on what you call it. Bring the heavy hitters, just like the Democrats would have had a debate. I promise you, they would have had a concert in the beginning. It'd have been a whole concert. Beyonce, Luther Vandross, Stevie Wonder, T.I., Jay-Z, comedy act by, David Chappelle, Mike Epps. Come on, man. Speech by Tyler Perry would have made a speech. The Democrats would have brought out the circus. LeBron James, Kevin Durant. Man, you see what I'm saying? A party. We'd have been popping bubbly champagne. Jay-Z would have had 40 bottles in a back. We'd have been chilling. They would have had a smoking section for Lil Wayne them far in the back, even though Lil Wayne's a Republican. He already announced that. I'm just saying, for those who are Democratic rappers, just trying to make a point. But yet again, you say this is scripted. This can't be scripted right here.
Times the viewership, asking questions that GOP primary voters actually care about and bringing more people into our party. You think the Democrats, I mean, we've got Christian Welker here. You think the Democrats would actually hire Greg Gutfeld to host a Democratic debate? They wouldn't do it. And so the fact of the matter is, I mean, Christian, I'm going to use this time because this is actually about you in the media and the corrupt media establishment. Ask you, the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that you pushed on this network for years, was that real or was that Hillary Clinton made up disinformation? Answer the question. Go. Mr. Roberts, this is how we get.
Putting a person on Front Street is putting a person on Front Street. That is the front of the street. She could smile. She couldn't answer. You heard, listen to the crowd, bro. Listen to the crowd.
For years. Was that real or was that Hillary Clinton made up disinformation? Answer the question. Go. Mr. Roberts, this is how we get our country back.
This is how we get our country back. Now, my thing is, you know what I just said earlier with the arguing. Somebody should have cut him off. Like, no, that ain't how you get you. Nobody cut him off and said that he was wrong for that statement. Nobody tried to put him on Front Street for that statement. I haven't heard no tweet about it. Oh yeah, there's been one statement saying that he won't get no Republican funding. Like, that's about it. But nobody has came out and said nothing about this statement.
We need accountability because this media rigged the 2016 election. They rigged the 2020 election with the Hunter Biden laptop story.
Mr. Ramaswamy,
and they're going to rig this election.
Your time is up.
Accountability.
Let me turn to Governor Christie. Why you?
That is not scripted. I should have left your comment up here. I should have just left it up here. That's what I would like. I would like people to start leaving comments so I can get into stuff, so I can talk, so people know what I'm talking about. That'd have been awesome. You can't tell me that's scripted.
Audience, let's not do this.
And this is what I don't like. Okay. Where the narrator, excuse me, sorry if you heard that, wants to stop the audience. We, the people, are the audience. Yes, true indeed. But them mics are loud enough for us to hear. You cannot blame them cheering and yelling and screaming that we cannot hear the candidates. Now, if somebody at home claimed they could not hear over that cheering, come on, man.
Let's not do this. Let's let the
Come on,
candidates
man.
speak. Governor
Come on, man.
Christie, why you? Audience, let's not do this. Let's
Yeah,
not
stop
do this.
playing
Let's
with
let the
me.
candidates speak.
That's
Governor
getting me
Christie,
riled
why
up.
you
That's
and
making me want to hear.
Well, Lester, look,
You listen. Now,
you
is this
said it
scripted? I
at the
could
beginning
probably
of the
say
debate.
yes.
We are dealing with extraordinarily important issues facing this country right now. We have our greatest ally in the Middle
Yes,
East
this is
under
scripted.
fire from a
Yes,
terrorist group that has
yes.
committed
This is what
to
you would call
wiping them
scripted.
and every Jewish person
I
in this
would
world
not
off of
knock
that.
nobody. Would not lie
We
to
have
nobody. I'm not here
Ukraine
to debate nobody
with
on that.
Vladimir
Yeah, this
Putin.
is scripted.
A communist KGB dictator who wants to put the old band back together. He's starting in Ukraine and he's going to move to the Baltics and Poland after that. We have inflation in this country that is choking every American family that wants to try to rise up and give their children a better life. And tonight, we need to decide which president is going to be the one to tackle the big issues, who's going to make this country look once again, not just inward, but look outward at the world and say America is the country, the indispensable nation that makes this a safer world. And in a safer world, American innovation, American hard work has always been the thing that has driven our country to greater things. I'm going to be the president who will do those big things. We're not going to be small. And I'll say this about Donald Trump. Anybody who's going to be spending the next year and a half of their life focusing on keeping themselves out of jail and courtrooms cannot lead this party or this country.
All right,
and it
Governor.
needs to be said plainly.
Governor, thank you. American apps to operate in China. American apps to operate in China.
Yes, I think that China's.
Whether or not. Governor DeSantis, would you ban or force the sale of TikTok, regardless of whether or not China allowed American apps to operate in China?
Yes, I think that China's the top threat we face. They've been very effective at infiltrating different parts of our society.
So somebody tried to tell me that America owned TikTok. I'm glad I did not fall for that bullshit. Why would a country get rid of TikTok when TikTok is worth over $1 billion some odd fucking dollars? Come on, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad that my views are going up. I'm glad people are starting to really watch my show. Hopefully y'all start sharing some of this content out. Man, when y'all going to work out and stuff, man, just start playing this. Just pop this in your ear and just start listening. I still got people that really want to think that they vote don't count. And then you ask them a certain question. Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Then they be like, oh, okay, my vote do count. Everybody vote count. Your vote count. It just may not be enough for y'all to vote on something to make it count.
So my policy on China and the Chinese Communist Party is very simple. We win, they lose. And in order to do that, it's not just military, it's economic, and it's cultural. And as the dad of a 6'5" and a 3-year-old, I'm concerned about the data that they're getting from our young people and what they're doing to pollute the minds of our young people. These kids get these devices and they have a mind of their own. And I know a lot of parents are looking, it's hard to even keep it out. China's obviously the most extreme, but this is happening with other things. So we are going to do that, and we are going to make sure to protect the American people. It's a full spectrum approach to be able to fend China.
Now, this guy right here, which I heard a lot of people don't like, will be the youngest president. If people elected him to be president, if he got in the White House, he will be the youngest. Vicky Ramaswamy will be the youngest president to ever touch the White House if people wanted to elect for somebody new and somebody young. I keep hearing this from a lot of people. I want somebody new. I want somebody young. There are 2 people running that are new and young. Also, I keep blowing my mind is that there is a female running for president, actually running freaking for president, and nobody don't even know who she is. Don't know that lady, ain't heard of that lady. I smoke weed. I smoke weed every day. Every day. I don't know about that lady. But yet again, female, lady, women, y'all want a female president. The lady came out in the white suit, bussing. I'm going to do it for all the white and black women in America. Hispanic women in America. I'm coming with the white suit. I'm coming with the justice. I'm coming for the liberty. I'm coming for all the women from 1920. That's why I love talking about 1920 and women and stuff like that. And there's a lady out here. It's a lady out here that's actually advocating for women not to vote. And I was talking to a friend. I was like, do you think this shirt says anything? You know, she's like, no, I want to vote. I said, okay. Do you know before 1974, and maybe sometime soon if Joe Biden stays in office, it might come back. Don't get it twisted. But before 1974, when you were voting to be drafted into the war at any given time that our president is calling us to war, and we're short of people. That was what you were voting for, and you was, when you registered to vote when you was a kid, 18, before you went to college and stuff like that. So a lot of people, if you skip that part, you're technically not grown in America. Just throwing it out there. But this lady,
You didn't let me respond. So let's first talk about the fact that they want to talk about the Chinese land from 10 years ago. Yes, I brought a fiberglass company 10 years ago to South Carolina. But Ron, you are the chair of your economic development agency that as of last week said Florida is the ideal place for Chinese businesses. Not only that, you have a company that is manufacturer of Chinese military planes. You have it. They are expanding 2 training sites at 2 of your airports now, one which is 12 miles away from a naval base. Then you have another company that's expanding, and they were just invaded by the Department of Homeland Security. So
now, yes, if that right there is true, this is something that maybe I should have started all over. I said, man, maybe we need to fact check and see some of these statements right here is true. This right here is a problem.
mine was 10 years ago.
You gave
Yours
them
was
stuff.
6
I
months
didn't
ago.
give them anything.
What's your story?
And I abolished that agency that she's talking about.
No,
Enterprise Florida, we
Wait.
You have it. They are expanding
Notice
2 training
he
sites.
said he abolished the agency. He didn't abolish the company that's ran by China. Hold on.
2 of your
Let's hear this
airports now,
again.
one which is 12
Let's
miles
hear
away
this
from a
again.
naval base. Then you have another company that's expanding, and they were just invaded by the Department of Homeland Security. So mine was 10 years ago.
You gave
Yours
them
was
stuff.
6
I
months
didn't
ago.
give them anything.
What's your story?
And I abolished that agency that she's talking about.
No,
Enterprise Florida, we abolished it. And of course, we banned
He
China from
scrubbed
buying
the
land.
website
Not
last
exactly
week.
a
Go
great
check.
recruiting
I
pitch
want
if you're
to,
banning them from
You
purchasing land.
scrubbed
at
the
all. So
website
we've stood
last
up and
week.
Thank you,
we've done the
Ambassador
right thing
Haley.
in Florida.
Mr. Ramaswamy, we've talked about this.
We're gonna go check that out, y'all. Y'all want to go check that out? We might have to go check that out. But if he scrubbed the website, how are we gonna check that out? How? Is China really booming down there in Florida? Huh? I'm looking for one other person, y'all. One good. There he is. I was looking for him, y'all.
The Laffer curve still works. By another
Before we get to here, let's.
This is our last window, and it'll take a CEO from the next generation to do it.
Thank you very much. Senator Scott, weigh in here. What are you looking at to keep Social Security sustainable?
The bottom line is a simple one. We have to grow our economy and cut our spending. Let me just say to my mama and to every other mama or grandfather receiving
There's no way this got to be scripted.
Social Security, as President of the United States, I will protect your Social Security. The fact is that we're spending today about $1.1 trillion on Social Security, about $750 billion on Medicare, about $300 billion on Medicaid, about $400 billion on.
Now, I guess, another thing that we need to look up, ladies and gentlemen, is how do you spend $1.4 trillion on Social Security, on retirement? If we're investing in our own retirement, what are y'all doing to touch that money to where y'all have to spend money to make sure it put back money? That does not make sense. That's where the American people, we should have a problem. We need to stand up and start voicing our opinions. Like, look, hold on, wait a minute. Let's rewind that. Rewind that. Rewind that. Explain to me. Say that one more time.
As President of the United States, I will protect your Social Security. The fact is that we're spending today about $1.1 trillion on Social Security.
On what? On what? On what? What exactly, specifically, are we spending that money on?
About $750 billion on Medicare,
On Medicare. Medicare, yet again, comes out of taxpayer money. Everybody damn near spends almost $100 a check out of Medicare. So what specifically are you spending this money on? Are you needing to open up buildings? Or do you need to open up what? Housing? What? You need to hire more people? It's really starting to tickle me that maybe the Capitol need an auditor. Do we need to start auditing? Could we the people audit the White House? Huh? That is a marvelous question, and one of the questions I guarantee that probably needs to be answered. That's a question. That's a good question. I really feel like I'm on to something. Can we the people audit the White House? I think we need to. I think it's time that we sit up here and hold people accountable for the spending. How much money did you spend? And what did you spend money on? We don't like it, you're fired. Huh? I think this is a major question, y'all. I think we need to start tweeting this out. Somebody need to tweet this out. I need to talk to Candace Owen. Can we audit the White House? I need to talk to Patrick Bet-Davis. I need to tweet this out and tag them in it. Can we audit the White House? Can we the people audit the White House? Can we the people pick out accounts that we want to say, hey, I was listening to the debate and I heard that you're spending like $1.4 trillion on Social Security. I need to see where that money is. Yeah, go check that out. Joe Biden sat up here and wanted to sick IRS on us. Can we sick the IRS on the White House? Oh man, I think this is why they don't want potheads and politics to get together. See, this is why they making us look stupid on the View talking about Californians. We out here smoking weed, swimming in swimming pools. We don't know nothing about. Nah, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. This pothead right here, I'm representing you, the people. I'm representing you, the people, and I'm standing up and I'm saying, check this out. Can we, the people, audit the White House? Hashtag Candace Owens. Hashtag Patrick Bet-Davis. Hashtag your favorite celebrity on Twitter. I'm doing it when I get off the show. I'm going to do it when I get out the show. I got the balls to do it. If you're not going to do it, I'm going to do it. Can we audit the White House? Say that you got it from the Burn Live show. And they're going to be like, what is that? A rinky-dink show that ain't worth nothing, that smoke weed in the politics that people say that doesn't exist. This is I'm dead ass serious. It comes to that point to where I'm saying that we need to look at the White House, and we hear about this debt ceiling. We hear about how much y'all spend on this money. Listen here, I smoke weed. Let my wife, let my girlfriend, let my mother find out that I'm spending trillions of dollars on weed, instead of what I need to do to better myself or fix up this country. Because that's what it sounded like to me when he said that we spending $1.4 on $1 trillion. We spend $700 million on Medicaid. How in the hell is you spending that money up as a senator, as a governor, as a mayor, as Congress, as the president? How is y'all spending all that damn money with no where's the receipts? And you wonder why people from the streets don't trust the government because of stuff right here, because we cannot look this shit up because you're going to say it's above our pay grade. Bullshit. What's that little white kid say? Bullshit. 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 Damn, I need him right now would be his point right now. Boom. Y'all, they're gonna stop playing games. Before I die, I'm gonna make sure that stuff like this be held accountable for. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start tweeting. I'm gonna break ground somehow, some way, some shape, some form. We got to do this. Yeah, I think people think it's a game. And see, I'm glad people are starting to really know me, and I'm starting to really get my name out here in Vegas, so people can like, you know what, that dude don't be bullshitting when he say.
And Vivek did a great job of making Nick.
Huh? He don't be bullshitting. That's. I think that's what we on. I think that's what we on. No way.
If you want to ruin a Joe Biden voter's day,
I didn't know there was a day. Let's hear this real quick, y'all.
show them this video.
What's going on, everybody? Trump Latinos here live in Hialeah, Miami at the Trump rally, man. We here with Mo Wiggy. You already know what it is. What time it is?
Period. Trump 2024. Every day since our 2016 victory, that was some year, the sick political class we defeated has been trying to scratch and claw their way back into total control over our lives. They are working so hard. It's actually all they're good at. They're bad at policy. They're bad at everything, but they're only good at that. And they're really great at cheating in elections, but we're not going to let that happen.
But I want to say right now, aren't we all tired of the deep state bull?
Roseanne, come on, man. You can't tell me you ain't sit back and watch a good ass Roseanne show. Come on.
Trump legend status.
I love it how people at my job, when I tell them that I come to work every day, they're like, "You looking tired? You looking down?" I say, "You know what? Every day you say that, I am Trump-tastic. I'm having a Trump terrific day." And they're like, "Oh shit." I'm like, "What? I'm allowed to feel like that. You feel how you feel, right?" We got to let them know that we here to make a difference. I'm trying to let them know I'm here to make a difference. Oh shit, y'all can actually see what I'm doing.
Pauses to allow civilians to flee war-torn northern Gaza.
Hamas says the death toll in Gaza now approaching 11,000. Blasts shook northern Gaza again Friday morning, though Israeli forces have also released videos that claim to show them holding off on some airstrikes. Yesterday, the Biden administration announced that Israel has agreed to daily 4-hour pauses in the fighting.
To know exactly where you want to hit somebody. To know exactly where your enemy is at. to play a game of chess with somebody who you feel like they're playing you stupid. When people see that you work hard for something and they want to be with you, but they don't really support you. When you know where your enemies are at. When it's hard times and everybody there was supposed to be there, but you still fell off and you still want to call that one person because you know that one person always been there. But you don't trust them. You know where your enemies at. This is that war. This is how deep that war is. This is why I only speak of it lightly. I show you a little glimpse of it, but come on, man. Y'all know where everybody at. Y'all playing chess. When I hear about this, when we heard the Biden administration announces Israel has an agreement and stuff like that, I'm like, come on, man. What is the bigger picture to this war? What is it? Stop playing with me. I gotta know. We can say that it's this, we can say it's that, but we see pictures like this. What can you say? You can't say nothing. Most of us are left breathless, can't speak when you see visions. And this is just of a missile, probably a helicopter or something. Say, hey, man, we got to target right here. We're going to launch a missile. Knowing where the person is at. Knowing that you're looking at a specific target. People walking.
Hostilities.
CBS News confirms talks are progressing toward a deal that would free between 12.
They gave you a
CBS News
short
confirms talks are progressing toward a deal.
glimpse of all them people who was marching. Not even a full. That's crazy. They don't even want to give us the full story. They don't even want to give us the real breakdown. I need my boy Juan Deezy over here. Yeah. I need to call Juan. Juan need to come over here and we just need to conspiracy theory talk and break things down. He will probably, I ain't never think about that. Sitting up here with him, especially conspiracy theory and what he be talking about. He go deep. He go deep.
I wish for the amazing new iPhone 15.
This is going to be a fun one. This one's going to be a fun one.
Night, but primary season is right around the a year out from election night, but primary season is right around the corner, starting with Iowa's first in the nation caucuses in mid-January. Most polls show former President Donald Trump dominating the GOP presidential field, with other White House hopefuls like Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, and others making their case for a new generation of GOP leaders.
You know why they put it in this order? Because this the order that they want you to think that the race is in. This is the lead. Everybody know Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, but everybody know this boy Vicky Ramaswamy is not back here in fourth. No, he's right in the thick of these two right here, Ron and Haley. Ron Haley, a Vicky Ramaswamy baby, coming soon to a president's theater near you. That's what's going on. I like this picture right here, but it's very deceptive of what the truth is. You know, only reason you know it, I know it because we seen it just as well as anybody said. And come on, bro, I will go break it down. I would go break it down. It wouldn't bother me, not one bit. I would highly appreciate it. Sure would. I'm like, oh shit. You know what's going on, homie? High school, you was the man, homie. I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot to share my little content out. You know how I do. The only reason I'm sharing this out because I'm an hour in, because you know I think I share out good for the first half, for the first hours, like it's pretty good now. I gotta try to switch it up and find a way to share out for the second half. I'm gonna go take a quick commercial break and get back into it. I promise you, be right back on my mommy, honey.
leadership. Trump's former Vice President Mike Pence already dropped out of the race in October. For the Democrats, President Biden facing sagging poll numbers, but pitching voters on a string of accomplishments.
It's time to finish the job.
But the president facing some criticism from within his own party, gaining new primary challengers, including Minnesota Congressman Dean Phillips, who said the party needs to move on from a president in his 80s. Further down the ballot, hotly contested Democratic primaries now set to play out this spring. Like in California, where Democratic Representatives Adam Schiff, Barbara Lee, and Katie Porter are battling it out to replace the late Senator Dianne Feinstein. And then there's New Jersey, whose incumbent Senator Bob Menendez faces a new primary challenger, Congressman Andy Kim, spurred to jump into the race, he says, after Menendez was indicted for allegedly accepting gifts like gold bars and hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash in exchange for political influence. How much is this campaign going to be about Senator Menendez?
Ooh, wee, damn, boy. Ooh, shit. They caught that man red-handed. Damn it. Blue-handed, green-handed, whatever handed, he was handed. They handed to him.
for political influence.
How much is this campaign going to be about Senator Menendez versus be about you?
You know, it's going to be about the people, and it's going to be about their choice for integrity in their politics.
Menendez pleading not guilty and vowing to run for a fourth term.
When all the facts are presented, not only will I be exonerated, but I still will be the New Jersey's senior senator.
We cannot allow this Senate seat in New Jersey to be vulnerable. If Senator Menendez is the nominee, we will
that would make it vulnerable?
I think there's a very good chance that he would lose that seat.
And even that New Jersey race could be crucial, with Democrats' grip on the Senate vulnerable this year. Several moderate Democratic senators in battleground or Republican-leaning states now forced to defend their seats. And in Arizona, Senator Kyrsten Sinema, formerly a Democrat, is now running as an independent. Democratic Congressman Ruben Gallego and former Republican gubernatorial candidate Kari Lake also jumping into that race. Across the Capitol in the House, with the election of Mike Johnson, the second GOP House Speaker in less than a year, Democrats are eyeing a potential return to power in that chamber, capitalizing on the chaos.
Welcome to month 10 of the House Republican majority's chaos, dysfunction, and extremism.
Right now, Democrats would need to flip.
Who in the hell taught him to talk with his damn hands? And why every time that his ass get up here, Mr. Barack Obama, little cousin, because that's who he act. I swear to God, that's who he act like. I promise you, that's who he act like. But that man always talking with his damn hands. Put your damn hands down. Confusing me. I thought he was pointing over there. I was about to look. Because watch.
10 of the House Republican majority's chaos, dysfunction, and extremism.
Right now,
you see how he pointed over there? I was ready to point over there.
Democrats would need to flip just 5 seats to win back the House. Keeping those districts in Republican hands is the job of Congressman Richard Hudson, chairman of the National Republican Congressional Committee.
We want this to be a choice election between Joe Biden's policies and the pain he's causing your family and our policies and what we can do to make your life better.
You've got the most conservative Speaker of the House, probably in the modern era. Does that create a problem for moderate Republicans running in swing districts?
Not at all. I mean, we've got a fantastic speaker, and he's
Come on, that doesn't create a problem for moderates?
I think most Americans sitting at home aren't thinking, now, who's the Speaker of the House again?
But it's an expected
I think nobody knows or cares as long as the job gets done.
Biden-Trump rematch that's casting a shadow over every race, with the 2 oldest presidents in history right now on track to duke it out for a second time.
Potentially 2020 all over again. Jay O'Brien joins us now. Jay, there are new numbers from an ABC News Ipsos poll. What are they telling us?
Well, one of the things it shows, Lindsay, is that voters, some of them are not satisfied with their choices this election. In that ABC News Ipsos poll, 31% of voters we polled said that they would be likely to vote for a Republican if it was someone other than Trump, a Republican candidate who wasn't the former president. On the flip side, 29% said they'd be likely to vote for a Democratic candidate if it was someone other than Biden, or more likely is the wording they used. One more thing here, because it shows.
This is the point, and this is the problem. There are 5 other candidates that's actually going all the way out their way to be your next president, to understand this is the problem. But yet again, y'all can't even have the balls and the strength to even get behind any one of them to nominate somebody to be president. So these polls and these numbers and what they're saying is bullshit. When you started off with 6, you started off with 6, technically 7, but you started off with 6 people. Now you're down to 5. Probably had 7. Yeah, 7. Now you're down to 5. So, there's somebody to pick. You just like, who do you want to pick? Y'all need to start picking names, and don't pick no damn, I want Beyonce. No. I want Evan the Great. No. I want Sexy Red. Hell no.
Shows you the general trajectory of where we're headed this election. At least 76% of Americans we talked to said they believe the country is headed in the wrong direction, Lindsay. And that jives with polling we've seen where there are Americans who also say in this election, they are concerned about the future of American democracy, Lindsay.
A lot of concerns there. All right. Jay O'Brien from the Capitol Force. Thanks so much, Jay.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks.
Yeah. Concerns. I got concerns too. I'm concerned that y'all not even finna make this shit go through how y'all say it's gonna go. Y'all gonna be on that bush. And I'm just gonna keep it funky monkey. That is what y'all are showing. Y'all are literally showing us this. That y'all gonna be on that bush beer. Now, hopefully this blunt be potent and start hitting right. It was not hitting at first. For real. I know big smokers, big tokers, that's all y'all want to do is big smoke, big choke, big smoke for folks. Let people know you're down. We're dope. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are y'all ready for the after hours? As he probably said, are you ready for the democracy? The democracy. And what people have to offer and be claiming they trying to do the are you ready for the football? Are you ready for the football? Nope. I gotta bring y'all some more of this truth.
Trump leading in 5 out of 6 swing states. It's causing all of this. Here's that ABC panel I was referencing.
This is probably going to lead to a lot of Democrats increasing the chatter that Joe Biden should step aside and make room for another Democrat.
And I think the problem that Democrats have is they don't know who that Democrat would be right now. I don't think that people look at Kamala Harris and feel like she is ready to take that step forward. They look across the rest of the party, governor, senator.
As she says that, but if you go to the black community, you can't run nobody on that poll without Pamela. You can't do it. I have heard it on plenty of podcasts. Black and inspiring people in the black community. You can't run nobody else but her. That hit so much better. For real. It's strange. I wonder how they be hearing their sources, because I ask people. I'm ask people. I'm not afraid.
Mayors, House members, and they're struggling to figure out who they could put up if it's not Joe Biden. And so I think the reality is Democrats are probably going to run Joe Biden.
You know, the panic continues. It started off as a little idea maybe 8 or 9 months ago, but really day one since Joe Biden took office. The idea of replacing him, the idea of him being a transition candidate. I mean, I think at one point he literally said that, if I'm not mistaken. Joe Biden was supposed to be temporary, just hold the office for 4 years. Stop the evil orange man, and then we'll replace him. That was an idea that was bouncing around, but for the most part, it wasn't super popular. The more time went on, well, people keep calling for Joe to be replaced.
This is a race about democracy and the state of our democracy and the survival of our democracy. And that's the threat on the other side here. And I know how deeply the president feels about that. So he just has to ask himself, is is this the best path?
Congress. He is a Democrat who is running against Biden. So there is a challenger, Dean Phillips. He's from Minnesota. He's Jewish. He's 54. Did I mention he's 54?
Are you running for president?
I am. I have to. I think President Biden has done a spectacular.
Vicky Ramaswamy, 38. Vicky Ramaswamy is 38. Ron DeSantis is 45. Two younger candidates on the Republican side for somebody young that's running for office.
Job for our country, but it's not about the past. This is an election about the future. I will not sit still. I will not be quiet in the face of numbers that are so clearly saying that we're going to be facing an emergency next November.
They don't have faith in him. They don't trust him. And now you have ABC News essentially bringing up the idea, claiming the clock is running out. We don't have much more time. We should seriously consider this option. But as stated on that ABC News panel, they don't really have another option. What is the other option? There's not much there. I guess Democrats are finally realizing that they're pretty much out of options. And so they're stuck having to defend sleepy, creepy, piss pants, corrupt Joe. Not exactly the kind of position you want to be in. And I could even tell that that's not the position they want to be in. You could tell that it's a tough position to be in for them because in defending Joe, you're left with one option and one option alone. And that's pushing absolute nonsense copium. That's probably the only way to describe it accurately. Complete copium. Here's one argument they're making. They keep making this argument.
So we've now heard from a handful of Democrats, from David Axelrod to Congresswoman Jayapal to obviously Dean Phillips, who's running against Biden in the primaries, all expressing concern about Biden's run in 2024, especially after the latest poll numbers. Do you share those concerns?
I don't share those concerns. Now, look, I think we should look at the poll. We got to get into the data and we can figure out how we need to improve our messaging. Because I do think we have a messaging issue in that we got to continue to feed the beast every single solitary day.
It's a messaging issue. It's really a messaging issue. Yeah, I don't know if it's a messaging issue because you guys tried the whole messaging thing. I think that's what Bidenomics was.
I can agree with them. It's a messaging issue because nobody understands what's going on. Nobody gets politics. Nobody is enthusiastic to even hear anything that man has to say. Y'all got to change that whole narrative. Both parties, both sides, Republicans and Democrats, people in general have to find a new way to love something. To especially get in politics. We got this era is really about the social media aspect of things. So if you're not throwing out the social media agenda, if you're not pushing that, you're not getting nowhere. I'm just seeing this article says that Nikki Haley is the winner, Vicky Ramaswamy is the loser of the third debate, according to the polls. But my computer is going through the glitchy witchies, and it won't bring it up, so I don't know what's going on. Excuse me on that. I would love to bring that up and show y'all the polls that they're getting these numbers from, but I can't at the moment.
You touted Bidenomics, Joe Biden's legislative wins, yada, 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 his economic success. And what did that do? Well, it dug the hole deeper. Maybe it is a messaging issue, but not in the way that they're implying. They're implying that it's a messaging issue, that Democrats are just too humble and they're not searching for the credit that they truly deserve. No, that's not the problem. The problem is that's exactly what you guys tried to do. Search for credit and recognition as to what a swell job you're doing while doing an absolutely horrible job. Not exactly a good look. So yeah, the messaging in a way is the issue, but not in the way that they're describing. Then there's this.
But to your point about the economy, that's a big point, because no matter how much we're seeing the job growth and all of that, people are still struggling with affordability, and that's an issue we need to hold the Republican Party accountable for.
Yeah, so that's the new tactic, I guess. On the issue of affordability, it has nothing to do with Bidenomics or, I don't know, the 2 years of total Democrat legislative control. No, of course not. It's the Republicans' fault. What?
Crazy as hell. And they're going to keep running this narrative. They're going to keep running this hoorah, hoorah, hoorah. As Eminem said on 8 Mile, hoorah. Looks like your tank top got a boob job. Hoobity hooblah, hibbity hooblah. That's what we're going to keep hearing every day about what's going on.
Dreading the Monday grind? Looking for a
Got some live action for you up in Chicago. Anti-immigrant protest in Chicago. What is Brandon Johnson going to do with all this destruction?
The signs say we pay taxes, we have a choice. We were given no choice. We need to be heard.
What is Brandon
Who hears our
Johnson going to
frustration?
do with this that's going on?
Nobody told us.
What is
Residents
Brandon
come
Johnson
first.
going to do?
Where is our future?
Huh?
Hypocrites.
You gonna hold anybody accountable for this?
Protect our
Joe
children, save our
Biden up there? Is Brandon Johnson in
What's up, boss?
Chicago?
How are you?
Is these guys gonna be held accountable for it? This is what's going on. This is peaceful. I heard they signed petitions out there in Chicago.
They
It's
are
really
strong here.
going
The
down.
Hispanic people, the Latinos are here. The Asian Americans are here. There's some African Americans here. Not very many. There's a couple white people, but there's less white people than there is.
I'm glad he said that. Every race is there but the blacks. So if the blacks don't go to stuff like that, how can they speak up? How can their voice be heard? But I done seen them at rallies, though.
And it's mainly mainly the immigrants that have status here, that have come here with paperwork, that have kids here. They're tired of it. They're tired of not being listened to. They're tired of their voices not being heard, and they don't want the illegal immigrants in their neighborhoods.
That's
They're tired
right.
of their children going without. They're tired of them not having any
They
jobs.
should.
They're tired of the
This
secret job
what
fairs
you
going
need
on
to
that the
have.
community doesn't get to hear about, but the illegal
secret.
immigrants do get to,
This is what needs to go on. You damn right.
because their rights are being taken away from them
Now,
to give them to
everything
somebody
you
else
do
that's replacing them.
needs to be heard. Needs to be
That's what these
spoken.
people are out
You
here
need to go
protesting.
to these meetings. Anytime you see a
They
governor
work
in
10,
town,
20,
you
30
need to start
years
yelling.
to get citizenship here, thousands
Mhm.
and thousands of dollars, and they have no choice in the matter. So they're fighting back.
If this does not start happening more and more and more, look at this ignorant person right there. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him. That's why I'm playing it right now. I think it might be a little blurry, but anyway, I'm making this on the biggest screen so y'all can see Chicago.
What else can we do to let you know we say no? They're saying it in different languages. What else can we do to let you know that we say no? Protect the elderly. Scrap the sanctuary city status. Johnson, did you hear us? And Chinese just flat out no. Save our home.
Brandon Johnson.
$94,400, no compromise.
Brandon Johnson. They talking to Brandon Johnson.
They got their kids out here with them. Their little ones to let them know what they're fighting for.
Right. It's time to stand up for us and what we believe in. If you believe in
right
stuff
at my
like
business
that,
storefront.
this is beautiful. We work so hard here in America to let people come over here for
These
free.
people are tired of
They
it,
get
man.
money.
They've had enough.
They get put in
And they're going to keep
hotels.
growing
They
and
get
growing
put in
and growing.
apartments. They get put
And they're going
tents.
to get
They
louder
be
and
getting
louder and
homeless out
louder,
here
and they're going to end
now.
up getting violent.
And see, that's where it needs not to go. Don't give to violence. Don't mess up the street. Don't mess up stuff that you have built for yourself just because the government is evil. Take it to the government.
There have been more agitations in the streets from the illegal immigrants. If you just go not even 10 minutes away from here in front of the police station in some of the areas where the illegal immigrants are sleeping on the streets and in the police station, you can just see nothing but paraphernalia used, from them rolling up joints and stuff, needles all over the street, garbage all over the street. It is absolutely terrible.
See, now,
This morning I was talking to one
that
of the supply
blunts and stuff
drivers
is
for one of
recreational.
the distributors that we pick up from, and she said, Rich, it's so bad in some of these areas. I drop stuff off. There's just needles and trash and garbage and used condoms and just garbage and stuff all over the place.
Wow.
Food just dumped out all over the ground.
Wow, Chicago, that's how y'all rocking? That's how y'all rocking Chicago?
Oh yeah, 100%. Two fish. These people aren't going to go destroy businesses and buildings and stuff like that. 100% with you on that. They're going to protest peacefully and legally, and they're not going to destroy anything in the process.
That's what I'm talking about. That's this is Brandon Johnson in Chicago, boy. I hope that mayor's hearing this and seeing that this is what's really going on. This needs to happen in every state, all over America.
I understand what you're saying when you say most probably voted for this, but that's where you're wrong. These people were not, even if they did vote the opposite of what you think they should have voted, they don't ask for this. These people didn't say this is what we want.
I'm gonna have to pause right there and correct him when we say you voted for this. A majority of them people in that line voted Democrat. If you voted for Joe Biden, if you voted for Brandon Johnson, that's your mayor in Chicago, you voted for that. That's what you voted for. Yes, you voted for. Yes, you get what you want. If you want to stop what's going on, get Brandon Johnson out of Chicago. The weed ain't going nowhere. The crime ain't gonna go nowhere. We can smoke. Hold on, let me light my blunt. Let me smoke. Let me light up. Let me smoke up. The crime not gonna go nowhere. But yes, this is what you pay for. Chicago, New York City, where else? Colorado, Massachusetts, sanctuary cities is what they call
What, you
it.
think they should have voted? They don't ask for this. These people didn't say this is what we want. Even the mayor tried to undermine the alderman for our community and tried to put in a camp down here on California and 38th with her being out of town and not even knowing about what was going on. So there's a lot of these people that did vote, like you said, and that does in a small sense have something to do with it. But that's these.
Look, hold on. I hope it's Chicago. This is a Chicago area. You see the Chicago on the wall, right? But then you see the Mexican flag. So this is a Mexican neighborhood city, man. Shout out to the Mexican neighborhood city, man. They be rapping. When they get a business established or something, they be rapping. They go put the flag up, play the music, man, and get it out. I love how my coworkers get on my head about their heritage and stuff. I love it. That's why I egg them on. I push him. And he be like, man, fuck that, man. You better start loving this Mexican food, man. You better love it, man. It's the best food ever. Best food ever. And man, he said with so much passion and make you want to try it, man. Like he can't be lying. It's got to be true. It's got to be true. It's got to be the best food ever because he said with so much passion. When you hear a Mexican talk about their food, it's with passion. Man, you eat that taco, man, with all the cheese and beef and burrito, man, and beans on it. It was great. You know, he said from the abdominal.
Small, in a small sense, have something to do with it. But
Brandon Johnson, man, somebody tell Brandon Johnson in these videos, baby. He is starting this time. This is his time. This is his fight.
See, look, even the business owners over here. Even the business owners, all the Hispanic business owners up and down the street, cheering the crowd going by with them in their corner, saying, you know, they believe the same thing. They worked very hard to get here. They worked very hard to build up their businesses and pay taxes.
I feel it.
The ghetto of Chicago, or one of them, I should say, Brighton Park, Illinois, right off the corner of Archer and California.
Look, you know it's a bad neighborhood because they got the state names and stuff. It's always the state names in the city that seem to be some of the bad neighborhoods and stuff like that. But yet again, we can fix this up. We just got to start talking to those who destroy what we need to fix up. And you know who them people I'm talking about, that we need to, hey, stop destroying our neighborhoods. You know who they are. You know who they are. Look at the taco stand. Go get you one of those tacos, boy. I bet you're gonna be fire. Hold on. You see the number, boy? You better write that number down. Fire. But yes, this is what's going on behind the scenes. I'm glad this is showing y'all. For illegal immigrants that ain't supposed to be here, that was in Texas, but they shipped up to Chicago because Chicago mayor said that they wanted them bring them. New York said that they want them bring them. Now the people, you see the American flag right there? You see the American flag right there? I'm going to light up to that one right there. You see the American flag. Baby, they like, I don't want this here. Smoke the weed, but I don't want the illegals. We just took it in. The man said, dog, the police station got called as blood bloods, leaders in front of the police station. How can officers come to work and see that and not be disgusted? So if we was out there, damn right I would smoke weed everywhere around. Now you couldn't tell me that, bro. Hold on, you gonna let somebody smoke weed?
No, it's not that they don't have jobs, Lewis.
Wait a minute. Are you trying to tell me? And that's what the dude said, because don't make me rewind. I'll rewind to where he said it. But you're trying to tell me that you're going to pull me over for smoking weed, or you're going to walk down the street and see like, hey, man, you can't smoke in public, but you got people that smoking in public in front of the police station? I bet not hear not one case about a person getting any type of nothing. See, that's why they ride to in Chicago like that and getting away from vandalizing iPhone stores and KFC stores and the Nike store. That's why they vandalizing, because look at this. They got the illegals doing illegal stuff. So let the black people do illegal stuff. Let the white folks do the illegal stuff. You know what? Let everybody do the illegal stuff in Chicago. Just let them get away with it. Huh? Just let them get away with it. Who cares? It's one big fun Utopia cold windy fuck fest up in Chicago.
older people,
Look at this.
business owners.
You got people protesting stuff like this. You would think that a purge is going to emerge. Huh?
Uncles,
You think a
aunts
purge is going to
that
emerge?
took the time off to do this because they believe in their country. That's who.
You see all them patriotic people, you see the woke leftist people. It's like, oh, there's too many American flags out there. Oh, no. Oh, no. Them Trump supporters. You know, them Democrat supporters out there, baby. Them people that Joe Biden and Obama said, come on over. But they did it the right way. You got to remember, they did it the right way. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me do it like this.
Migrant campus right down California here, just a few blocks down on the corner of 38. But supposedly,
I ain't gonna hold y'all with all that sadness and all that. Plus my signal from my camera sucking. I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys. I like keeping it real with you guys and just, you know what I'm saying? I'm working on trying to get everything a little bit better and a little bit more equipped. I'm slowly, but solid. Oh, I got to cover this. I got to cover this. We got to. I said we got to cover this, baby. I hope y'all don't go nowhere. I hope y'all stay tuned for this. So, the mayor of New York. Hold on, wait a minute. So the mayor of New York City, so-called, went to go see the president to go ask him for help, asking for money, asking why is he letting Texas send all these illegal immigrants up there to New York when they overcapacitated, when they have no money, no funds to even afford to do that, when people are rioting and tearing down the places they build up for these illegal immigrants out here. So this is what was going on in New York, ladies and gentlemen. The man was on a ride on a ship, on a spaceship to heaven, when he got a phone call in mid-flight talking about FBI have raided one of his lawyers or people's homes. Oh, man. How Joe Biden saying out a word like, you come to see me, but I don't want you to come see me, instead of calling you and say, hey, buddy, don't come see me like a normal person would. I'm going to send some FBI to come seize you. And now that you got an investigation, so don't come, you would never have time to come see me unless you're donating your money to my campaign. Oh, yeah, I'm painting that picture for y'all because that's the picture that's been painted. That's what's going on.
Adams' mayoral campaign conspired with the Turkish government and others to funnel money. Now, Josh Einiger has just been following the latest information. He's in the newsroom. He's going to give us what he knows. What do you do?
What do you know, buddy?
First of all, David, we should stress that no one has publicly accused Mayor Adams of any crime, nor has anyone suggested he personally is the target of an investigation. But in the past half hour, an attorney for the mayor's campaign has confirmed what would seem to be quite an escalation in this federal investigation into his campaign. As
New
first
York,
reported
y'all.
this afternoon in the New York Times,
Hold on.
federal agents
Wait a minute. Now, this mayor right here is going through the same thing that I was telling y'all about Chicago with Mayor Johnson. This mayor in New York is going through the same thing, except he went to the big man and tried to check the big man. I don't know if y'all know what the big man is and anything with the Joe Biden collusion with the big man. If y'all don't, I understand. But that's what's going on over there. So, Brandon Johnson in New York ain't trying to go see the big man. He like, you know what, I'm just going to deal with it, sneak and get my paychecks and do what it do because it does what it did. You know what I mean? So, let's see what's going on with your boy.
A search warrant approached the mayor on the street Monday evening and demanded he turn over electronic devices Federal agents reportedly walked right up to the mayor, told his security detail to step away. Then they joined him in his SUV and took from him 2 cell phones and an iPad. The FBI searched the home of his lead fundraiser a week ago, part of an investigation into straw donations that might have come from a foreign country. Word of this broke today, just 2 days after we interviewed the mayor on Eyewitness News. He told Bill and Sade he hadn't been interviewed by federal officials, hadn't been interviewed, I should say, by federal officials yet as part of this entire investigation.
I tell everyone that's associated with my staff and my campaign, we follow the law. That is my number one rule. People can tell you, they hear me say it on the campaign trail when I was in Borough Hall. We follow the law, and we're going to comply and be as transparent as possible. As a former member of law enforcement, I believe inquiries should be really complied with, and we're going to continue to do that.
The mayor's attorney said moments ago that the mayor, as I pointed out, has not been accused of any wrongdoing, and he does continue to cooperate with the investigation. The statement actually said he complied immediately with the FBI's request and provided them willingly with those electronic devices. The story is just breaking right now. We'll keep monitoring it, and we'll bring you the very latest tonight as we get it, and of course on Eyewitness News at 5.
Ooh, that boy was getting a call. It was going down. Who was on that phone there, son? Gotta do that follow-up right there. That was that follow-up call. Ah, shit. Y'all leave me alone. Stop bothering me. Because if you bother me, I'm definitely gonna bother you. Some of these videos and news and coverage, the way that I cover things, I'm just gonna start covering things. You know what? I just can't help but cover y'all stories the way I cover it, just because I be saying it. Now, I understand I'm not covering the best way. I'm not covering it professionally. You know, I'm like, hi, welcome to the Brian Light Show, where I'm breaking down the news. Today, this morning, there has been another tragedy in Bangkok, and another tragedy. Hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, what the hell happened 3 days ago in Oakland? Oh shit! Ah, snap! Hold on, y'all.
With Nurtec ODT, I can treat and prevent my migraine attacks all in one.
Don't take if allergic to Nurtec. Allergic
I
reactions
don't
can
know.
occur even days after
News is
using.
where it's
Most
at to
common
me.
side effects were nausea,
I'm
indigestion, and
not
stomach
watching this
pain.
commercial.
Talk to your doctor about Nurtec.
News is where it's at to me, because this is exclusive, and you know, with social media, y'all got to see damn near everything that go on. But then you ask questions about stuff, and then y'all hear stuff that I don't hear and stuff like that. I can't wait till people start sending me stuff like, "Hey man, I want you to talk about this," because I talk about anything.
AM/PM store on West.
Wait a minute, rewind.
Surveillance video showing a backhoe crashing through the bulletproof glass of this AM/PM store on West Grand Avenue in West Oakland on Monday morning.
Really?
Watch as the backhoe is eventually used to tear apart the ATM.
They tore up the whole front. That's at least $70,000 worth of damage.
That is Ali Abdullah. He is the owner of the AM/PM store that was damaged and chose not to show his face due to safety concerns. He says the clerk who is working is okay. Outdoor surveillance video shows the masked individuals first breaking into the store with the backhoe, then backing a white pickup truck to the entrance. Soon they can be seen pulling out a chain, which you can see. They then tried to connect to the damaged ATM. Abdullah says the chain was not long enough to connect to the ATM, so when the would-be thieves heard sirens, at least one jumped into the back of this pickup and drove off without even taking anything.
I was born and raised in Oakland. I'm 51 years old. I've never seen nothing like it.
Never seen nothing like it. And then you niggas talking about it wasn't long enough, like you couldn't back up. Hold on. Look at that. Scary motherfuckers. You need to back up more. And you could have. You should have backed up until you hit the damn curve. Wildin'. Y'all finna get paid $21 an hour next year in California. Y'all finna be making money out there. Stop voting for people that fuck up the economy for you guys in California, and shit like this will stop happening. Well, damn. But yet again, you be wrong to point it out. He has mental illness. Damn right he got mental illness. It's called broke pockets. It's called, I can't, my baby mama is nagging at me to go out to go do this. It's some girl that he with is getting on his nerves. He cannot feed the streets. He can't eat. He owed somebody some money, so he had to go get it. How he live. Because other than that, he probably wasn't going to be living tomorrow. And obviously, he didn't get none, so he still got to go do another crime. That's a shame that he did this crime right here, and he's finna get away with just utter destruction. But I bet you finna go out and go do another crime. Why? Because anybody that's got to do this right here, anybody that's doing this right here, anybody that's doing this right here, doing this right here, man, it's desperate. They owe money. They owe money. Like, boom, okay, you ripped it up. You should have sent somebody in like, hey, man, it's ripped up good enough, man. You couldn't even think about taking the money out. Huh? You couldn't think about taking the money out.
Truck to the entrance.
Then the truck pull up far enough.
You can see they then tried to connect to the damaged ATM.
Come on.
Abdullah says the chain was not long enough
Hey,
to get
man.
to the ATM. So when the would-be thieves heard sirens, at least one jumped into the back of this pickup and drove off without even taking anything.
I was born and raised in Oakland. I'm 51 years old. I've never seen nothing like this.
Crazy.
I think the only way you can run a business in Oakland is you maybe have to, as soon as you close, you sleep in your store and stay locked and loaded with an AK-47 and just be ready because the
AK-47, but they want to ban that. Y'all, they don't want you to have that. They want you to ban that. You can't have that. You can't. You see? That's what I'm saying. If I was smoking weed, walking there, and that happened, that thing hit me, you were just smoking weed. No, I'm a fucking citizen. It's legal. Fuck that. Go. You need to go find that big. They left that big. They left that big motherfucker. They didn't even take that big motherfucker with because you know that motherfucker drives slow. It's probably wiped down real. I hope it's wiped down. Not that good, but most likely it is wiped down pretty good. I was gonna say the joke, y'all know black folks ain't wiped that shit down that damn good. They probably ain't go that far. But it's wiped down pretty good and stuff like that. I ain't gonna go there with y'all with that. I ain't gonna say that about them people like, man, they didn't wipe shit down. Fingerprints everywhere. He probably smashed a bitch in it. He did. Stop playing. He was. Come here, girl. You ever see one of these? What is that? Girl, it's one of those construction work things. Oh, God. Let me. Fingerprint. I'm gonna go rob a 7-Eleven tomorrow. And this thing, you the man. As soon as he said that, that's when he got the booty. Fixing it. Nobody know what happened. Nobody know what happened. The man got away. Crime victims. This stuff is killing me. When we gonna learn? What in the hell is that? Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Mila, come here. Come here. She's still a puppy. That's why she's so energetic. Look, she's like bigger. Jumping up and down. All right, Mila, pause. Pause. Down. Down. Down, Mila. Down.
Wow.
All right, Mila, walk. Let me where it goes. Mila, walk. Go, Mila. Walk.
That's what's up.
Mila, Mila, walk. Baby, run up to me really fast. Run up to me.
No.
That's hilarious.
Oh boy.
Okay, that's what's up. He like, man, you want to make a quick video real quick, dude? My dog is awesome, bro. Got one of them cool dogs, bro. Got one of them dope dogs. Awesome to be around dogs. So, Vicky Ramaswamy, yeah, let's go into this real quick.
Listen, there's a good chance somebody's trying to hack your website right now. You got to make sure you're.
So here's what I want to show you. I want to show you 3 polls. Okay, and one of them may or may not be a poll, and we'll get your thoughts on it.
Yeah, they
first
show
thing
when
that's
they
going
bring up
around.
a poll.
Here's New York Times. Okay, who did well in the debate? I was about to say podcast. So did better, score 10, Nikki Haley. Then they have DeSantis. Then they have Chris Christie. Then they have Tim Scott. Then they have you last.
I'm gonna go to the little bigger screen so y'all can see this, get a little understanding of what they're talking about. There,
Who did well in the debate? I was about to say podcast. So did better, score 10, Nikki Haley. Then they have DeSantis. Then they have Chris Christie. Then they have Tim Scott. Then they have you last. Okay.
Yep.
Now keep in mind, this is New York Times. Let's go to the next one.
And it's not a poll, you know that, right?
Yeah, this
was
that's
an opinion. That's just their opinion.
that's
No,
an
just go back to it. Go back to it. Go back to it. I want to make sure that's right. Yeah, opinion writers and so their own opinion writing
Writers
staff,
and contributors.
their own staff who writes for
Which is great. By the way,
yeah,
but
that's
by the
really
way,
funny. I love that.
to me, I see this as flip it. Is how I
100%,
see it.
100%.
Okay. Well, go to the next one. This is David Pakman. You've been on a show, and I thought it was a very good show. The two of you guys together.
Yep.
This guy's a far left, hardcore liberal guy. He thinks Biden's doing a fantastic job.
I talk to the left. I like talking to the left. Yeah.
And I thought it was a very good conversation with the two of you. At the bottom here is Tim Scott. Okay. Then it's DeSantis. Then it's you. Then it's Chris Christie. Then Nikki Haley. By the way, the weird thing is Democrats, 37,000 votes. So this is actual votes on Twitter, are choosing Nikki Haley, then Chris Christie, you in the middle. This is how I process this. On New York Times, they want him last. On a David Pakman, they have you right in the middle, and they want DeSantis last, second to the last, and Tim Scott. Okay, so now go to a poll that we ran, and this sample size, by the time it ended up being 165,000 votes. 83% you, then DeSantis, then Haley, then Tim Scott. We're capitalists, so our audience is going to be an audience that are business owners, entrepreneurs, guys who like running businesses, conservative ideas.
This is why I watch his podcast, PBD podcast, because like I said, these are capitalist people. These are people who knows about money. So everything they talk about is a way to look towards the future. Small investment, big investment, just an everyday way to smarten up your dollar. And that's the best way I could put it, just trying to be a little professional. And the reason why I picked this show and the reason why you see the show a lot, because this podcast is made to help us, the small people, whoever watch it, just choose to spend their dollars just a little bit better and a little bit wiser, and where to spend and where to throw it.
But this one has you first, DeSantis second, Haley third, Tim Scott. We didn't even put Chris Christie because he just wasn't fighting. I thought he was just kind of lobbying for a job. So how do you process when you read all these articles? New York Post, here's what New York Post said about you.
I didn't see that one.
Okay, well, let's read it. If you can pull this up, Rob. Republicans debate verdict. Impressive. Haley shines. Stupid. Vivek self-destructs. Okay.
This is the Post?
This is the Post.
Impressive Haley is stupid. You know, it's interesting. I would take a lot of criticisms, and it's a fascinating one. It's never before, other than in the media's and Nikki Haley's assessments of me. Last time she called me in the last debate, she said, "I feel dumber every time I hear you speak," is what she said last time. If you actually think about that, I understand why she feels that way. But that's the dumb or the stupid criticism. That's a new one for me. You know, in presidential politics.
I mean, you were valedictorian. You went to Harvard. You went to Yale. Have you ever been called stupid in your life?
That's not
a word I would associate.
I like new experiences. So it's an interesting.
But I will
been
tell
an interesting
you,
one.
you know what this does?
Yeah.
You know what this does? To me, there's so many other adjectives or
The reason why I'm playing this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, just so y'all can get a conservative, just so I don't lose people who's watching this, is because Vicky Ramaswamy is 38 years old, who's fighting with people who's been in office, who has done time, and he's hanging in there. He knows what he is talking about. I had a person who said something earlier about scripted, but this man is worth $8.6 million. He made his money his own way, no lobbyists. He doesn't accept money from lobbyists. A lot of news people have put him out there, but he really has made a name for himself. If you can just take the time and just go look up Ramaswamy, you can sit there all day and sit through interviews after interviews after interviews. And he point out a lot of things that I bet you that you are concerned about. And it amazes me to hear him talk and how he presents himself towards the audience or anybody that he's talking to very well mannered, groomed, got 2 kids, you know what I'm saying, came over here to America, his parents did, then, you know what I'm saying, the story, the background. But then when people see him, they be like, nope, not gonna vote for him. And it just amazes me why people wouldn't vote for him. Now, you ask me the same question, and I'll be like, it's not his time. That's what I would say. It's just not his time. If he can just sit back and wait, he would be better off. That was just my opinion if he does that. But yet again, we're going to let him do what he do. But I want people to really hear this man, because he just had a debate that he went on to this podcast the day after and did this talk.
or words you can use than that. You lose credibility using a word like that.
Yeah,
this
that's
is
just
New
not
York Post. It's the oldest. It's been around for God knows how long. So why would they? You're a conservative. Okay, you're
Yeah.
calling out anti-establishment. Doesn't this almost
But that is
position
the
New York
establishment.
Post as establishment?
But New York Post is establishment.
So who do you think they're for?
They phase one of the campaign, they were for Ron
That's
DeSantis.
Vicky right
phase
there,
two of the
y'all. That's
campaign, they've
Vicky
decided they're for
Ramaswamy.
Nikki Haley.
We're all
That's the
admits
answer.
it's
And
funny.
the really thing they're against is Trump or anything resembling what Trump was for this country. All in some ways, and I respect and admire the New York Post for its reporting when the Hunter Biden laptop story came out that was suppressed. And so, it's a paper that is founded by Alexander Hamilton. There's a lot that I've liked about it when they're going against the establishment of the left. But the fact of the matter is, they are the establishment just with the conservative sheen, and they've gone all in. And I think that here's the third rail for them. I've realized this. If you're doing the woke, anti-woke stuff and whatever, I wrote this book. They've given me plenty of favorable coverage when I'm talking about domestic issues related to being anti-woke. It's like, yes, we're in for that crusade. Good. And I actually exposed a lot of the illegality of the way their own stories were suppressed about Hunter Biden. But the real third rail is foreign policy. If you're giving up on the interventionist, neoconservative model of liberal hegemony, that's the real third rail for these people. And so when I've touched that third rail, and Trump touched that third rail as well, then it's gloves off, game over, because that threatens the existence of their very identity, source of power, and for people like Nikki Haley, the source of money. So that's what I've realized in this campaign, is that I thought a few years ago, like when I wrote this book, Woke Inc., I thought I was hitting the third rail. It felt like it, right? I was a guy who was running a business, and it's funny, these, I'll put some of these other recent attacks to one side. They're not important. This clown called Chris Sununu, a man who is a governor of
New Hampshire,
yeah. But is another establishment creature, is believes that somebody who speaks with the candor that I did on that stage does not reflect the temperament to be.
Notice how he talk about the establishment, the people that you and I hate, the government that you say destroy your dollar, the people that you say that take things away from you. He is literally be talking about fighting against every second that he's on a stage or in front of a mic or he's the only candidate that has done so many podcasts. He took the Trump blueprint. Instead of going on Twitter and shocking the world, he went on podcasts and shocked the world. So you have evidence of what type of person this is. That's what I'm saying. Y'all can look up these other candidates and you can barely find out anything about it. You get bored, you go to sleep. You can sit up here and look up Vicky Ramaswamy because he's everywhere on the news, on podcasts. He done did over 100 podcasts. That's a lot of podcasting. Okay? So give him a chance, try him out, see what he's about. You know what I'm saying? If you just hearing him from my side, show him out, take the time and look for himself. I'm just trying to give him a little extra exposure because he is amazing on what type of person he is.
President.
Oh, give me a break.
I mean, these people are all different versions of the same thing, showing up in different stuff suits. Somewhere heels, somewhere different kinds of heels, man heels and women heels, but they're a bunch of stuffed suits with the same thing inside. It's Dick Cheney 2.0. But when I wrote that book, I felt like I was hitting the third rail as a CEO, calling out the woke cancer. And it was at the time. Now it's much easier to criticize wokeness than it was back then. This was in the aftermath of George Floyd's death. But actually, here's what I've learned in this campaign. That wasn't really the third rail. The third rail is really going heavy on clarity that the U.S. should not be electing to enter wars, that war should never be a preference, only a necessity, that the sole obligation of a U.S. policymaker is to U.S. citizens here on American soil, period, not to some other person in another country, that the corruption is bipartisan and that the super PACs are a cancer in American politics. I mean, if you're hitting these points, that's the real third rail for the establishment. They're happy with people going hard on anti-woke, at least from the right-wing version of the establishment. And so that's been one of my learnings in this campaign is what you think is the third rail and you're riding it. If they're really still propping you up, you're not really hitting the third rail. You're not really getting to the depth of talking about what others aren't willing to talk about. But I just was speaking my convictions as it relates to the war in Ukraine, which I think has been a corrupt intervention and something that has not advanced U.S. interests. That's really where we say, oh, no, hold on, hold the phone, make sure we suppress this guy in a way that, to bring it full circle, was the way that we were suppressed when we reported on the Hunter Biden laptop story. So it's interesting how that kind of comes full circle, but that's where we are today.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one,
if you think, hey, I'm just putting out there, I'm glad that I probably got away with that, but I would just really want to show y'all a little bit of Vicky Ramaswamy because I do be hitting, I do be busting on some stuff, do be busting on some topics, and he want to get rid of the establishment. It's like he's seeing Trump actually go against the establishment and be like, okay, yes, that can happen. We can do that. Let's do it. That's how I seen it. That's how I look at him. Yet again, I'm here to say that it's just not his time. Good guy. Love what he can do. Love that he can sit up here and fight with all the big dogs. It's just not your time. One day, my child. One day, Simba, you would sit up here with the lions. You would be a king. And this whole jungle called United States of America would be yours. Yes, Simba, United States will be yours. I'm just fucking with y'all. Yeah, I enjoyed that show, man. I'm going to get up out of here, man. It's been... It's been a good one, bro. We've been in here chilling. It's been another one. It's been, oh, yes. How I don't want to go, but it's time. Got other things to do. Till next time, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Have a good day. Peace.